Good afternoon, everybody. This is Todd with the Forex Nitty Gritty Insiders daily video. Hope you're having a fabulous day today, and hopefully the market is treating you well as we come to the end part of the week on Thursday here. I wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about the longer term charts, and we're going to use the 4-hour charts for our example. Now remember, when we're trading using the simple trading method, that we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. And so we rely on a couple of things here. 3 things that we're going to talk about: the trend, support / resistance, and then our trigger, which is the HH3 or the LL3, depending upon the trend and support and resistance. So when we see the longer term charts, and this is a 4-hour, meaning every candle here is a 4-hour time period, we have to first determine what the trend is. And so we've got to ask ourselves, is this a trend and we're getting a pullback to support? Or is this the trend and we're looking for a pull up to resistance? And we don't really know. There's no guaranteed way to say that this is in an uptrend or a downtrend. We just know that the current momentum is moving down. Now we can put on here, a moving average. So let's go ahead and put a moving average. I'll just use a 40-period simple moving average. And you can see that this is a pretty good indication of when the trend has been established in either the up direction or the down direction. And right now, we're looking at this more as an established down direction than we are an established up direction. And so with that, we'd be looking for an entry off of resistance. I'm going to blow this up, and you can see that we have our pullbacks here. Had a few of them pulling back up towards the moving average. And then getting in below the lowest low of the last 3, which we'd actually taken a short right here as it started to move down on this candle below that. The nice thing about using the 4-hour charts is that we don't have to be too aggressive and too quick at entering into it. And so we've got some time for this thing to develop. The other thing that we can do with this is we can draw our lines of support and resistance as a channel. And you can see how as this moves up to the top part of the channel, we want to be able to capture that as it begins to move back down again. Now, as we look at other pairs, we're going to see similar types of opportunities. And right now, for example, on this Aussie US dollar, we've got a pullback towards the resistance area. And so our entry would be below the lowest low of the last 3. Now we're going to see that this right here is the lowest low of the last 3 at this point. Now when the next candle closes, then it's going to be up in this area. And so that's what we want to look for, is this is moving up, possibly going to pull back towards from this resistance as it starts to come down, looking for the LL3. The pound dollar, same thing. We're tracing back to the moving average, getting in as it moves below the LL3. US Swiss franc, having a little bit more difficult time here trying to figure out what it wants to do. The US Japanese yen, pullback there. And finally, the US CAD, not much of a pullback. So the Aussie dollar or the pound dollar are the ones that are setting up the best for our simple trading method. And so looking for an opportunity to short this as it begins to move back down would be where we would look. So if you have questions about this or anything else, feel free to let me know. If not, keep an eye on the market. Make sure that you're prepared for the entries as they start to develop. And again, if you have questions, feel free to let me know. And until tomorrow, have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk to you soon.